Okay, do you guys want to, just say so that you guys know each other? Hello?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear
I'm Rohit Singh.
Hello.
you. Okay.
The audio is not that clear actually. Not that audible for me.
Is my voice clear?
Yeah, it's little bit clear, but it's not little bit
I think,
noisy kind of
yeah,
background.
yeah. The others probably can go on mute. Yeah, now?
Now, yeah, it's
Yeah,
clear now.
someone was outside and turned on, that's why.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so what I was saying is, if you guys want to just, give background on your understanding of D365, so others get to know where we are or what group we have, before I get started. So, do you guys want to do that or should I just get started?
Hello. Yeah, I'm Rohit. I'm technical person in this area.
Okay,
My
Rohit
voice.
is from technical background. Okay. And I know Annapurna. Okay, let me not do that. So I know Annapurna is new to DT65. Balaji has some experience. So he has worked. Probably is new to understand configuration part. Then we have Sunita, who's again Sunita. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. Can you just tell me?
I'm I don't I know little bit about what is the this 365 but not much.
Okay. And Ab, okay, cool. Okay, then let me just
Yeah.
with myself. So, so before I get started with others, let me share my screen. Okay, let me know once you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, cool. So this is the course content. I think I have already shared documents with you guys. So this is what I'll be covering during my course. Okay, these are the modules. So you can go through these courses. I'll be covering this with your GL module, your financial management, your cash and bank. Then you have your accounts payable, P2P process, AR, order to cash, then fixed assets. Okay, these are the things that I'll be covering. I think I've already shared the document. This is just to give a brief of what it will be covered. Okay, then so we say DT65, right? So what is DT65? It's basically an ERP. Okay, so I'm just giving introduction before I get started. Okay, so when we say ERP, especially F&O, it's finance and operations. So when we actually do project, we can do finance project or we can do finance and operations. You cannot implement operations without finance, in this, because finance is a mandatory for everything. That's why the finance module is key in DT65, because you can only have finance implementation or you can have finance and operations. You cannot implement without finance. And as you see here, ERP is basically an enterprise resource planning, right? So what it does, it includes your finance and operation in one single platform. So what is the benefit of using this is that it gives the users or the management to draw the reports, the required reports in one single platform. So they know how their business is performing from every angle. That's why it's ERP. Okay, so yes, there are so many ERPs available in the market, right? You have your D365, SAP, Oracle, and so on. So what is the benefits of using D365? Okay, so first, as you see here, cost reduction. So in terms of customization or increasing your human resource optimization, the D365 helps. So when I say cost reduction, it will reduces the running cost. You can automate so many process, so that will avoid a little bit of manual work, so that will reduce your running cost. and hence the overall cost will be reduced, and also the product cost is not expensive compared to other product. Okay, and then integration. So when I say integrates, see D365, it's a Microsoft app. Then you have your Teams for chat, you have your Outlook, you have your Power BI. Power BI is a very good tool for reporting, right? So all these apps, now even Azure, what's coming there. So all these apps is Microsoft product. So it's all it's very easy to integrate. So you once you go for D365, you don't need to go for other than Microsoft. Within Microsoft, you have all Microsoft suite products like your Outlook, your Teams, whatever, so on products. So it's easy to integrate with D365. That's another advantage of using D365 over your other ERPs. Okay. Then when I say predictive AI, so it is an artificial intelligence. So the Microsoft is getting AI ML for D365. It's still not there, but it's in future. You will see a lot of AI coming into. So currently there is a few things like your financial management, the cash flows, it's being automated using Power BI. But there is something called artificial intelligence which is coming. It's still in the pipeline, but yeah. So once the AI ML come, it's very easy to integrate with D365. Okay, because AML is Microsoft product, so it's easy to integrate. That's another additional benefits of using D365. And when it comes to customizable, so I hope you guys understand what is customization. So when something you run within the out of box, you're not able to achieve a particular scenario, you can go for customization. And in D365, I think as a technical consultant, you will know how easy it is to customize compared to other products. So that's another. Then the user interface and everything is in cloud. When I say user interface, you go to the environment. This is how it looks. It's very user friendly. You want to search something, you want to navigate to something. It's very easy. And then everything is in cloud. So as you see, if you want to use the D365 F&O, all you need to do is just a cloud. You don't need to install any application. You don't need to worry about data. Everything is taken care in cloud by Microsoft. So that's the benefit of using D365 over other products. Okay. Then, uh, so coming back to the implementation lifecycle. Okay, so these were the benefits of using D365. Anyone wanted to say something?
Yeah, Annapurna. Actually, when you're saying cost reduction, running cost, what is this running cost?
Okay, so when I say running cost, it's your business running cost. Let's say
Operating.
operating cost exactly. So you want to
Okay.
run a particular business, you want to invest heavily on human resource, you want to invest heavily on time cost, right? Let's say there's a task which is taking 2 hours for you. Okay, through automation, you can reduce that work to half an hour. So that 1.5 hour what is there, you're saving cost for that. That's cost reduction.
Okay. And when we say that it is integrates with Microsoft products, it will like with Excel, PowerPoint, right? I mean, it's like the kind of product.
Oh yeah, Power BI is a tool. Power BI is a reporting tool.
Okay. Then Power BI is different from the predictive AI?
Yes, Power BI is different.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
yeah. Okay, so
Thank you.
these are some of the benefits. So then coming to implementation. So you guys know that in D365 there is implementation, there is support. Okay, this is in terms of project. What kind of projects we get? We get implementation, we get support. So when I say implementation, it could be greenfield, could be upgrade. Okay, so what is greenfield? Greenfield is basically, let's say it's a new business. So some there's a new business that's getting started and they want to use DT65. So like there is no previous business, it's a new business that they're getting started. So you're gonna implement this product, okay, within implementation, and it's a greenfield, it's a new project. That is one. The second could be upgrade, like there's already a business, they may be using older version of D365, that's your AX, or maybe using other products like your SAP, Oracle, etc. Okay, so they may be using the other products or the older version. Now they want to upgrade to D365. So this again comes under implementation. So here also we're going to cover the complete implementation process. Okay, both in greenfield and upgrade, we're going to see the complete implementation life cycle. I'll explain what is implementation life cycle. Okay, so this is what we do in implementation. Now the difference between these two is greenfield, everything will be from scratch. That means there is no older data, there is no data migration or anything. You just start from scratch. Okay, whereas in upgrade there are datas like your customers, vendors, or even transaction data is already there, so you need to move those datas here. That's the only difference between greenfield and upgrade. Then you have support. Once it's implemented, then throughout the course of the use of the product, if there's any issue, they will rise with support team. Now not necessary that the implementation, whichever company is implementing, should take support. It entirely depends upon the organization's decision. You can go for implementation with one company, support with other company, or you can go with the same company. It depends upon the business area. It's not necessary that the implementation and support should be from the same company. And even if it's within the same company, usually the implementation team or the support team will be two different teams. Implementation comes from earlier stage, from the beginning until you go live. Once go live, then comes your support, that is during the journey. So this is how you get the project in D365. You get the implementation, you get the support project. Support, there is nothing much. As and when you get a ticket, you will have SLA, that is your service agreement line. So based on that, you will reply, sort whatever it is, the issue sorted and reply. That's it. But implementation, there is a set of process that we need to follow when you want to implement the product. Okay, so what is implementation process? So these are the 6 steps ideally followed. Now when I say this set, it's not mandatory that every company will follow this. This is called as, what is this, Microsoft recommends a methodology, and this methodology, it's just a recommendation. Okay, not necessarily that you need to be within this. You can add additional points, you can reduce few points if you want, or you can have your own methodology. That again depends upon the implementation team, but ideally or generally most of the companies does follow this. Okay, so I will share across this document. Please do go through as well. And this is the official document by Microsoft. So let me show that as well. So just go to the link. So you can see that this is the docs.microsoft.com. So any document that you want to see within for D365 F&O, this is the official website, docs.microsoft.com. If you go there, you will get documents. Okay, and those are all the official documents given by Microsoft. So that's what I've taken here and prepared this document. So the first stage is the project onboarding. So when I say project onboarding, let's say you have done your pre-sales, you tell these are the features that we can support or we provide for implementation, the client is happy. Once everything is agreed upon, then you decide which team, you decide a team, core team. These are my member who is going to implement. You will have functional consultant, the technical consultant, the project manager. You decide the team. Then the project kickoff happens. You will decide who is going to be from the client side to look after the project, who is going to be from our team. So you decide all of those things, and then that's called project onboarding. Now when you do a project onboarding, there is something called as LCS. Okay, so currently LCS and my environment is not linked because that's a paid version. But if you want to see LCS, anyone can log into LCS. It's a generic website. So you can go to MSD LCS. Just type Microsoft LCS and you can log in with your personal account as well. It's allowed. Just use Microsoft account. Okay. So currently I'm just showing you how the LCS looks. So during project onboarding, what we do is we create a project in LCS. Okay, that means you give the name of the project and you will specify whether it is implementation or support. In implementation, you will specify whether it's an upgrade or a greenfield. These details will be given during project onboarding. So what this does is this details goes to Microsoft as well, so that during the implementation, if we have any issues, Microsoft is there to guide us. All the decision is us. I mean, it depends on us. Whatever decision we want to take, it's always allowed for us. Only thing is that Microsoft team will be there to assist us. We have any issues, they're always there. That's why the project onboarding is important. So that we do here. You can see your projects. So you can click plus sign here and create a project. So you select, okay, we want to do finance and operations apps. Then you see here whether it's a pre-sales or implementation. So you select that implementation. So you give the project name, description, and then you give those details, and this goes to Microsoft. Okay, so this is where you see all your projects. So currently I have not created one. So if you create, you can see all the projects here. So these details goes to Microsoft through LCS. Okay, that's your project onboarding. So once we do project onboarding, the second step is the business process capturing and then your customer sign off. So when I say business process, this is the place where there will be a finance team coming from the customer side, an implementation team from our side. We'll have a demo sessions. So here we're going to explain them what modules we cover, or we ask them what is their requirement. So they will give you requirement. We will do fit gap analysis. So when I say fit gap analysis, here we try to understand whether we can achieve their requirements. They will say they can select, for example, like your AP module, purchasing, sales and production. So they say these are the modules they want to implement. Now within those modules, let's say they give you business scenarios. So we perform fit gap analysis, understanding whether it is achievable or not achievable. If it is achievable, is it achievable through out of box, or is it requires customization? So when I say fit gap analysis, it is understanding, can we achieve through out of box, or do we need customization? So understanding this is called as fit gap analysis. Okay, so we perform fit gap analysis and then we prepare documents. This is the place where we prepare a couple of documents. Okay, so when I what documents we prepare during business requirements is your solution design document and then your business requirement document. So some will call it as blueprint, some will say business required document. It's just a different name, but the functionality remains same. Okay, so in the solution design document, you will have in-depth documentation of details. In-depth, when I say that, so you will cover what are the modules. It's like a scope. You will just define scope within the solution design document. So whether let's say we are implementing the F&O, these are the modules we're going to implement, and maybe you will also decide these are the third-party application that we're going to integrate. So all those details will be there in your scope. So when you're implementing, you're never going out of scope. If you go out of scope, or in between there's a new requirement that's not there in scope, then there will be an additional charges for that. So to decide that, that's why it's very important to decide scope. So if you're going out of scope, then the PMs will come in, and then there will be another discussion going on whether should we do or not to do. That becomes a different discussion. But then, so that's why your scope document is important, and we should always get customers sign off on that. Once we prepare the document, we need to share with customers and make sure there's a customer sign off, so that it means that both the parties agree to particular scope. And then comes your business required document. Okay, so in solution we define the scope. Once the scope is defined, so here let's say AP module, that's a scope. Within that module, what functionality we're going to achieve. Along with that, we also prepare process diagram, the data flow diagram. All those diagrams will be prepared in your BRD. So is a class for technical function. It's for functional. Okay, so we define that scope. Then comes your business required document where we prepare all the diagrams. Okay, so then the BRD document is prepared. Once the BRD document, again we need to get a sign off on that as well. Okay, so these are the two documents that we ideally need to prepare during the customer discussion or business requirement sessions. Then comes your CRP. So CRP is your conference room piloting. So when I say conference room piloting, see, we got the requirement. We understood these are the modules we need to cover. These are the functionalities we need to cover in my blueprint. Now here, once that is done, at the initial level, at a very initial level, so what we do, we are not going in depth of all the functionalities or modules. Just as a it's like a proofing. We are going to show them, yes, we have the ability to achieve what's on your requirement. Okay, it's only for commercial advantage. So when I say CRP, we're gonna show them the users basically. This is the modules that's been created. So we create an environment for them. We create a couple of modules. Let's say your API are just a modules. We prepare 2 or 3 scenarios, and then we show them, see, this is what you asked for, and this is how system will give the result for your ask. So just showing them the proof that we can achieve what you asked for at a very high level. That's your CRP. Okay, and here you prepare a document called functional design documents. So FDD, functional design documents, that means it's like your training documents. So when you see your FDD, someone like a user, so you will mention here, how do you log in step by step, okay, with everything. So you say, you click on this, you log in, you click on these modules, you go here, you do this task. Let's say you want to post an invoice, then you say you go to GL, go to invoice, click new. All the details will be there in your FDD. It's like a training document. So this will be shared with the users, and the users will perform a particular task what's there in the document, and they will see the result. So that make or gives confidence to the users that yes, the system will perform. So just to give that confidence, we prepare CRP, and that's your training document. Okay, functional design document. So once you give that confidence, then you go to development phase. So when I say development, this is where all the functionalities will be configured. And remember, we did a fit gap analysis to understand what we can achieve through function out of box, what we need customizations. So here the technical consultants will come into picture, and they start building the technical. So what are the customization is required? So the technical consultants will do all the customization, and then we verify those. We test that and show to customer. And at this stage, there is a document prepared called TDD, technical design document. Okay, so this document will be prepared by technical consultant. That's your development phase. Once your functionality is built, the customization is done, we go to UH, user acceptance testing. So there's a set of process you prepare. First you analyze the business requirements, then we create test plan, and that means when it is starting, how many hours it's going to go on. So that's your test plan. Then test scenarios. So like you perform this activity, you get this result. So each module, each functionality, whether it's out of box or customization, we're going to create a test plan, because we're going to show this to the users. Once we show this to the users, they should be happy with that, then only you get the customer sign off. Once you get the customer sign off, that's when we go to the uh, go live, or we prepare for go live. So before preparing for go live, the UAT is very important. Once UAT is done, that document will be shared across, and we also get the customer sign off on UAT. Okay, then we prepare for go live. So like you get your checklist, we prepare, okay, what are the features we have done in UAT. So this is what we're going to do in production. These are the dates. So you decide those details and you go live, or you prepare for go live. So this is how the implementation process works. Any questions from anyone?
Yeah, this little few terminology I didn't get actually. This when you say process diagram and flow diagram, what is the meaning? It's like what is this process and flow? The
Okay, when I
documentation.
say diagram,
Mm,
um, let's say you have your fixed assets. Okay,
mm,
so you want to
mhm,
purchase fixed assets. So in the diagram, you will show that you create fixed assets, then you acquire fixed assets. Basically, what functionality we're gonna achieve, that will be prepared in a diagram way. So it will be easy to understand. That's it. I will show a couple
Okay.
diagrams for you to understand. Okay, I'll get
Um,
the document and show you tomorrow.
because it goes simultaneous process and flow, right? Both the things.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So
Bharat, I
yeah,
have a question.
the few
Excuse me.
terminology. It's sorry. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
So I.
Yeah, Mr. Bharat, I have one question regarding the
Yes.
LCS.
Huh.
You have shown me that there is some LCS
Yes.
environment.
Yeah.
After the go live, what is the uses of for this LCS from the user side?
Huh. Once you go live, okay, then see, once you the main purpose of okay, after go live, this will be used for your upgrade. Remember, Microsoft will releases upgrade on a regular basis. So I think now it is changed. Now it is twice a year. Before it was every quarterly. Now it's twice a year. So once the upgrade comes, this is where you upgrade. And also any customization you do, the technical guy will use LCS to deploy the customization.
Yeah, is that required update by the manual basis, or this
No,
automation also been applied?
it's automation. Microsoft will take care of those automate. Microsoft will take care of that. We don't
Okay.
need to do anything manually.
In this LCS, they will be available only live, or there will be a development version also will be available.
No, this is just one. There's no development environment within LCS. In the sense you want to deploy anything, there will be a separate development environment. Using that, you will deploy here.
Okay, kind of sandbox, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, cool. So the okay, this is the implementation process. So this I think once I start take this is just introduction what I have done. Okay, so we're gonna see this during my training. That's when you will start understanding this. So maybe few terminology is new for few, but you guys will start understanding it during the course of the training. Okay, cool. So I think if you're not talking, can you please go on mute?
When are you gonna start?
I think who's that? Babu, can you just go on mute? Sorry.
Arriva che sei stati io e adesso.
Service. What is this service?
Hello, Babu.
When
I only muted.
that's my question.
So, okay, this is the implementation process. Okay, so now before I get started with my creating legal entities and those things, let's see how the environment looks. I'm not sure if everyone have seen the environment. So this is how the D365 environment looks like. Okay, so I will share across the link so that you guys can access this. So before that, I don't know how many are aware of that. So do you, anyone know how do we get access for this? Anyone aware of that?
Yeah, there is a web-based, I think cloud it is.
Correct. Yeah, this is a cloud. See, let's say I'll share this link to you. Okay. So how do you get access? How can you access this environment? There's a username and password, right? So it's not just that everyone can access this. There's a restriction on that. Only few can log in. So on what basis the system understands you can log into this? Or do you know where do we create the user so you can log into this? Anyone aware of that?
In documentation, LV module is
No,
LV.
No,
They will
Is a
put a
system
name.
administrator module.
correct. In the system admin module, we create users. Okay. Now, let's say I will explain that, but yeah. So for users to access, you go to system admin, then you have users. So you here you will add the users. Okay, that's also fine. But let's say I will add your personal email ID here. Okay. Do you think you can access that?
No, we have to enable, I hope.
Yeah, so before coming to system, because most of them know you go to users and create, but there's a backend process for that as well. Okay, so not many would need that. So generally, what happens, there is an admin center. Now, only admins can access this. Not everyone will have access, or not everyone will be aware how do you use this. So basically, here what happens, it's controlled by Azure. Okay, so you need to get your Azure license. Based on that, you will add users, and those users get access here in the F&O environment. It's not directly you come here and add users, you'll get access. So when you need to get an access, first you need to be create your user ID and password here, and then we go to link that user ID and password in the environment. That's when you get the access. Okay, so let
Bharat,
me
I
take,
have one question, one more. Sorry for
yeah,
interrupting.
yeah, that's okay. Ask me.
There will how many environment I have to use for that? To process the microdynamics. Because we were using the web-based like software-based, and then LCS also, and then Active Directory like you have shown me now.
Ah, ah.
So what are the most normal environment to be used for the
That.
user basis?
So when you say implementation process, okay, here let's say you decide to implement, you will create three environments. Okay, three environments. One is your sandbox. This is where you prepare all your functionalities. Okay, so during your U8 or even,
What does it mean? Sorry to interrupt. Sandbox. What is it? Sandbox?
yeah, I'll explain that. So
Yeah.
sandbox, it's a name given by Microsoft. This is basically a test environment. There is no other functionality for this. This is your test environment. Basically, if you see the implementation process, okay, so initially what we do, once the project onboarding is done and documents is prepared, remember we do CRP. Okay, you prepare your CRP and your U8. So this is not done in the live environment, this is done in your test environment. Okay, that's the name given for that is a sandbox. It's a plain vanilla, it's a name given. Okay, don't get confused with the terminologies. So the sandbox, that's basically your test environment where you test all your functionalities. Then there will be one development environment, so all your developers will dev environment. Okay, this is your second environment. All your technical consultant will basically use this, so they create their customization here. Okay, then once this two is there comes your production environment. This is the actual environment, live environment. Okay, so this is what we share with client. Now you can see URL here, right? This is my sandbox environment. Basically just a functionality, so you can test anything here, you can create anything, post any transaction randomly, there is no impact. Okay, then development environment will be used for customization. The production environment, that's the actual data, because any report you generate in production environment should be accurate. So this is where you will not touch this environment until everything is prepared. Then the go live is decided, only then you will get this environment, and for this environment you will have actual data. So these are the three environments. Hope this answers your questions, Balaji.
Yeah, my question is different regarding this environment. I know about sandbox and live. What about the Active Directory and LCS? This environment can be used for the user, or it's only for the technical consultant?
No, no, no. So this sandbox day production, when you create a project, you need to create one project in LCS, then only you will get these three environment.
You mean I would like to use for the LCS also as a functional consultant? I mean, if it is end user part,
uh,
what is the LCS role?
for an end user there is no use of LCS. Yeah, it's only for project team. The LCS is not for the end user.
Okay, how
The end
can I
user
raise
will have
the any tickets? You said that before earlier. Microsoft, any issues comes around,
ah,
I can raise a ticket directly to the
correct.
Microsoft team.
That's
Then,
again.
yeah,
Got it. So let me just divert this. As an end, see the support ticket, what I said, it's during the implementation process, not for the usage support. Got it? So when you're implementing, the implementation team sometimes will face an issue. Let's say there's a bug, you're trying to achieve something, it's not coming. Okay, it's not that everything is straightforward, right? There's a business case. As an implementation consultant, as a functional consultant, you're trying that, it's not coming. Okay, then what you do, the actual product is held by Microsoft, so you go to Microsoft. That is called support ticket. So I didn't mean the support. It's not for the end users. It's for functional consultants. Even the functional consultants will need help, and that will be given by Microsoft. That's where you use LCS. Okay. So coming from end user perspective, they don't have anything to do with LCS. All they do is they get an environment, they start working on that, they face an issue, they send an email to the support team. That's it. But the LCS is used by the implementation team.
I agree. If in this case,
Ah.
if the client have a separate team for the support, they will not find for the third party. In that case, what is the scenario?
The client, then they will go with agreement with Microsoft, correct?
Correct.
So if you want to get support, the client, if they have their in-house support, then there's a tenant. Which tenant you prepare? So then what they do, they will have in client tenants. Then it's all with client. It's there. Then they can go with Microsoft and raise a ticket.
Okay. In this scenario, we need to pay for all the times for AMC for to the Microsoft team.
Yes, you need to pay. For each ticket, there's a cost. Even for functional consultant, when they raise a ticket with Microsoft, we need to pay for Microsoft. It's a premium cost.
Okay. It's directly we need to pay, or is any third party in between
There's
is
an
there?
agreement. It's a direct. Before you raise a ticket, you need to go an agreement with Microsoft. It's not that we can directly go and raise. You need to go with Microsoft, and that's where you decide the cost. So Microsoft will say you need to pay this much based on the partner agreement. Once you're done with agreement, only then you will get an access to raise a ticket.
Okay. If I'm not require any support from the Microsoft team, I would not to pay anything, right?
Yeah, you don't need to, but you need to pay for upgrade. Upgrade is there, right? Upgrade is a mandatory because
Okay.
Microsoft will support only latest version.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, so you need to create a user here, and once you create a user, only then you can add in the system admin. Okay, so let me take an example. Let's create one user. So this access will be there with only me because this is an admin access. So once I create, I will give you access here, and then you guys can log into the environment. I will share the login credential once the class done, so that everyone can log in and then just look at the environment. And from tomorrow, let's start the actual class. This is only introduction on how the look and feel of it. That's it. Okay. So let me. There are active users already. There's a certain license. So if I want to create a new user, so I will add a user. So let me take someone. Let's say I'll create an access for Balaji. So you can give the name, display name. So username Balaji.
Hello.
So here you can see the domain. Okay. So this domain, what you see, this is my domain. So I have created a domain. So this domain, so we need to, when I give the username or the email ID, it is Balaji, then the domain is by default this domain. So only using this domain you can get access. Okay, don't worry much on this. This is even Annapurna, don't think
Hello,
too much
Bharat.
on this. This is just to give a brief of what happens what happens behind the scene. Okay, you
Okay.
nowhere you will get this opportunity, so I'm just showing this. That's it.
Hello, Bharat.
Yes.
Can we also create this thing?
No. To create a domain, you need to pay. It's not free. Or so there is something called as MCT, that is a certified trainer. So if you clear that certification, then Microsoft will help you on this. This is not available generally. Then here, let's say I'll create a password. What's the password? So I have given D365 123. Balaji, you can just make a note. Anyway, I will share the details, but just to show in the class now. Okay. Your email ID will be
Yeah, sure.
balaji@barajain.allmicrosoft.com, and your password is D365 123 D caps. Okay. So that will just verify you get an access within the class.
Yes, I have a question out there.
Yeah. So here, once you give that, you select the license. So you have Power BI, your AX. So let's say I want to use AX. AX is D365. So they've still kept it AX in the backend. So you select the license, okay, product license. Then you click next. So what roles you want to give and those things there. So this is your email ID. Let me paste in the chat. Where is it?
So this is a free account, right?
Sorry.
This is the free account, right?
Yeah, it's a free
So
account.
you just create through Office 365, then you get this one.
Yes.
Okay. I want to make sure that just when you talk about the domain, I see that domain over Microsoft that the free account. That's why I'm just raising a question.
Yes.
Regarding the user as an organization, so you can get it directly from, you can trigger it from, I would say that Active Directory, right? You can, if you don't have to create on this.
No. So don't worry. See, this part I will take care. I'm just showing how it's done. So I will only create access for everyone. Okay. I will create the username and password. I will share across along with the link. You just need to go to link, login, and you can access.
Okay.
Yeah. Done. Finish adding. So this is what happens behind the scene. Okay, so here you create in the AD. So even when you join a company, you will never get this. This will basically be taken care by your IT team. Okay, so none of us need to do anything on this. So your license and your access, everything will be taken by IT team. So I'm just showing how it works. Okay, so let's say we create it for Balaji. So this is what happens behind. From here, what I do, this is where we as a D365 functional consultant should know. Let's say I need to I have created this environment. Okay, so I will share across this link as well in the chat. So Balaji, you just make sure you can kind of get in and try to access. So
Yeah, actually, I'm in using mobile right now. From
okay,
tomorrow
fine.
onwards, I have to.
Sure. Or anyone can try, because I've just given the username and password. Anyone have laptop can try that. So we just make sure it's working. That's it. Cool. So here, once it's created in the AD, let's say you get this access here. Okay. As soon as we create this in the LCS, the admin, whoever creates a project in LCS, will defaultly be an admin. So he will have direct access here. So the admin should come here and add the rest of the users. So where do we add users? And one more thing, in terms of nodes, right? So as and when I say something, you guys can just make a note of it now, or it's better you can watch video or make a note of it, those, so that you guys can prepare a document by yourself. Okay, especially for Annapurna, since she's very new, so you can just prepare a document, so that each thing can be noted down and it will help you in future. Okay, so how do you give access for someone? So it's in the modules. So you need to go to modules here. You will see like system admin, then users, then again go to users. So this is where all the users will be added. You can see all these users will have access to this environment. So I want to provide an access to someone new, then click new. Okay, so give the user ID and the username. Now email. So remember, there's an email which I created. So this should be the email, balaji@balaji.allmicrosoft.com. So this is the email ID. So this company and person I will explain later. Don't worry on that. So just give the email ID and then assign roles. So click on assign roles. So what is roles? What roles will have access? So this will discuss when I
Admin.
will go forward. Okay.
Admin role.
So role name. Currently, I'm giving system admin access. So this will discuss okay. So when I say system admin, you can basically become an admin for this environment and you can do whatever you want within the environment. Same. So when you do this, when you assign a user here, now Balaji will have access to this environment. I think Balaji is using his mobile. Anyone have a laptop?
Yes.
Just go to that. Okay. So I have shared the link and the user ID and password. Can you just try that?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah. Do you want to share the screen and try? Because there will be, I will guide you because there's an MFA. It will ask for authentication. So you need to set up that as well. So whoever is doing, can you just share the screen so that others can understand how it's done?
Okay. Okay. I
Okay.
am sharing. I am sharing my
Yeah.
screen.
So Annapurna, once you get the environment, this is how you need to access. Okay. Not
Okay.
just giving the username and password. You also need to set up the MFA. So you will see how it's done now.
I'm sharing my
Okay.
screen.
Yes, I can see. You can open in incognito mode. So here you give the email ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once you click new, see here you get to see that you need to set up MFA, that is multi-factor authentication. Click next.
What is saying skip for now 40 days until this is required.
Uh, you can just click next. It's okay. We can do that setup as well, so everyone can see that. Oh, I should have created an account in your name because now if you're using this, then you will assign this to your account. Okay, do one thing, Rohit. You
Yes.
use Balaji's account. So Balaji, I'll give you your account. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
If I go to the user, from user I change the name, that will be okay.
Yeah, that I can do. But email ID you keep it with Balaji. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now you see here, Annapurna. This is your authenticator. Okay.
Go.
In the
Okay.
mobile, you need to download this application. It's Microsoft Authenticator.
Okay.
Then you need to add an account there. Then click next. It will guide you. Microsoft will guide you how it's done. You need to download that application as well.
Okay.
Microsoft
Yeah,
authentication.
then you get the QR code. When you open that application, you will have an option to scan. You need to scan this QR.
Okay.
Okay. I will install. I have to download Microsoft authentication.
Yes, you need to download. Yes.
1 minute, sir. I'm downloading.
So why I am showing this because when you go to any organizations, this is how it's done.
Then I have to use this Balaji at the rate.
Yes, you need to use that.
And we have to do in the laptop, right? Not in the phone.
You can open the link in the laptop, but the application you should download in mobile.
Okay.
When I download Microsoft Authenticator app, they're saying that add account.
Yeah, you need to add work or school account and then scan this. You will get a scan there. You need to scan this and then click next here.
Yeah, got it. 1 minute. Balaji, BORN, born, Balaji at the rate.
Yeah. Okay. Now click next here once you scan this.
Yeah, got it.
So that next time when you open along with password, you also need to approve in your mobile. So you will get a notification in the mobile, which you need to approve. Okay, done. Now you can click next. Done. Once you do this, only then you get an access. Stay silent, yes. See, now you will get the access. So next time, you don't need to repeat these steps. You just get a notification in your mobile, approve it, and you can straight away log in. You don't even need to enter the password.
ID with 364 with website. Sir,
Uh,
what is the
it's
duration?
okay. Just
What will,
click dive in there. Just click dive in there.
what's it?
You can see dive in. Just click that. You can then again. Let's get started. Click on that. Let's get started. Below. That white is there, right? Cool. You can ignore that error. That is for because it's not a this one. Now you can access everything. Okay. So this is how once you get the access, everyone, you guys should try these steps and then you will be able to access. So from the next option, you don't need to repeat the steps. You can just straight away log in. Okay.
From here I can change the message.
User ID, you cannot change it. Name, you can change it. Name, you can change it. Okay. So the user ID and the email ID, you cannot change it. That's your alias.
Every time I have to log in, sir?
You can log in with the same email ID. For Balaji, I share a different one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Rohit. Thanks for sharing. Any question, guys, on how to log in? Anyone?
Sir, I have a doubt. How much time duration I can access this?
You can access anytime. There is no restriction on how much.
How long? How long? 1
How,
month.
okay, so this as long as my training is there, you will get it. Don't worry. And after training, if you need for practice, you can just ping me. I will give you access. Not an issue.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And just remember, the environment gets refreshed every 10 days. Okay, so I will create a new environment. I will share, of course, but you will be getting that.
Okay. Every after every 10 days, we have to create new environment.
Yes, I will create and share, of course. Don't worry on that.
Suppose that we have done some customization that will be
Yeah, you need to redo things. Otherwise, or if you want to install for yourself, okay, this is for everyone. If you guys want to install in your laptop, then I have someone who will give that access. I think you need to pay around, I don't know, 1,500 or 2,000. I need to check. But once you do that, you get a lifetime access. If you need, see, this is what Microsoft will give for practice, which I have. But if you want to install in your desktop for, I don't know if that can be done online or it requires a physical presence. But there is an option. If you guys want, just ping me, so I can help you on that as well.
okay, sir.
Well, yeah. Any other question, guys?
Hello.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to know, since there are so many ERPs are there on the market, so why this Dynamics 365 F&O means like Oracle is there, SAP, since you have mentioned cost reduction also.
Correct.
But which kind of enterprises mostly prefer to have Dynamics, like small, which one? I mean,
Small to mid scale. Small to mid scale. You can assume it's small to mid scale. The
okay,
focus from for D365 is small to mid scale.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's just one last thing. So here, once you get access, so you can see this is where you get to see the legal entities. So all the legal entities that you create, you can access here. This is your notification center. Any notification you get here. This is your personal settings. Like you go here, any settings you want to do, then you have the help and support that you can see here. Okay, and this is called the dashboard. Workspace basically. Okay, you can customize your workspace. We'll see that later, but I'm just showing what it is. Okay, then here you can see your modules. This is where you get to see all the modules. Now what modules you see here depends upon what access you have. So currently I'm giving system admin access. That's why you will see all the modules. If I give only AP access, then you will see only AP module. So based on the user access, you will be able to see this or do functionalities. Okay, so system admin can do every activities. So this is where you see modules. All your recent that you open will come here. You can mark favorites, so that will come here.
Sir, I have one question.
Ah,
See, this is the finance module.
yes.
What is the retail module?
Retail module. It's so when you say retail, there is two things. Currently, commerce has come into picture. Okay,
Okay.
so it's again depends upon the license.
In retail module, which just account receivable, account payable, what are modules contained in retail?
It's the same modules. There's no additional. I do commerce as well, so I've been part of that. But so even in commerce, yes, you have commerce specific functionalities, but your AR and AP remains the same. There is no additional AR AP. It's the same thing. If you get F&O and commerce, this is what you get. If you get a separate retail, then you will not see all this module. You will see one module called as commerce. Within that, they will include your AP and AR module. So you see modules here, right? So currently you will see retail as well. See here, retail and commerce. Okay, so the retail specific thing you will configure here, your channel, assortments, catalog, whatever you want, you do here. Your APR is still the same. Your APR. This is your F&O and commerce. Okay. So yeah. This is how it looks. So this is just an introduction what we had today, how the users is created in the backend, how does the users get access from the frontend. So that's what I was able to cover today. And from tomorrow, I will get started with the actual process. So let's start with creating my legal entity, and then we'll start with each module. How do we create? How do we push it forward? So we'll see that one by one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope the introduction class was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, guys, that's it for the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.